have weak immune systems, severely weak. Now you got people that have weak immune systems, but not to the point where they can catch bird flu or some shit like that. You got people that have severe weak immune systems, but they try to make out, okay, if it's attacking one person, then it's going to attack all of us. No, everybody's got a different immune system. Everybody's body works different, you know. But they're just going to use these little measly cases, just to blow this shit up. Go on, bro.
So it says when the marketing agency founder discovered an old lateral flow test sitting at the back of the cabinet of the minister cabinet, he was pretty certain of the result to come. Sure enough, it was the dreaded 2 lines. It's silly to forget about C119, and I quote, "It's silly to forget about C119, but you do," he says, from his office in Westminster.
Right.
Now recovered after a week of work, after what he says was the worst illness than the first time.
You see what they saying? You see what they're doing? So what he's basically saying is that this one is going to be a lot more worse than the first one. So what are they telling you? They're going to go hard in the paint. You know, like with Jake Sick in the States, right? Hard in the paint. They're going to go hard in the paint with this lockdown shit. That's why my man Fauci said, look, those that don't have the VC, we're gonna lock you down. We're gonna keep you on the lockdown. And they may do the same thing in the UK too. They're gonna do the same thing over here. Of course. Yeah, you know. So the thing of it is, and I mean, like, as we are, we're not pissed off with this. We want this to come because, listen, man, we just want to get out of here. You know what I mean? So anything that can work to bring us to that point, to the mark, let's bring it on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a life here. You know, we're sick and tired of just carrying on with this existence. We're not benefiting, so what's really the point? You know? So come with what you come with. So go on, bro.
Very support of the Jews, man.
Yeah.
Not for us, but for them. Very support.
The more the merrier, man.
And it's I mean, really, the article is just him talking shit, saying I'm wearing the mask now.
Yeah, he's promoting that idea. Because you go on, brother.
Psalms 38:12 says, "They also that seek after my life lay snares for me,
Right.
and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things,
Yeah.
and imagine deceits."
Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They imagine deceits and to ensnare men under their agendas and stuff like that. All right, cool. You know, so the thing of it is, we're very well aware of what they're trying to do. We know this stuff, man. Like, even when the first one came in, we was already on top of that already. A lot of people, they got taken by it, though. A lot of people got taken by it, but we already saw it coming. So obviously we're gonna know when the third one comes around. Plus we knew that the third one was coming when we was under the second lockdown. So we're way, what is it, ahead of the game, so to speak. That's why it says in the book of John, where it says that we've been given an unction to know of all things, which the word unction just means to be anointed. So we have everything. We have all of the knowledge. Go on, brother.
Right, so there's Proverbs 26. I've got 2, right? Proverbs 26 and 24. Now I'm backing off what the brother has read. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, right? So it says, when you hate, you're dissembling with your lips. The word dissembleth means what? To disguise one's true feelings or to pretend. So he hates here, he'll pretend like he is love, like he's here to help. He disguises his true feelings. Because you know Jake is always in the front cover of this whole C19 thing.
Yeah.
Right? So they say, yeah man, take it. It's for you. Yeah?
It's for your best interest.
Right.
I remember them making a point of mentioning blacks and Native Americans that needed to get their priority.
Your priority. You're the priority. You have to save you. Yeah. That's Esau. It says, and layeth up deceit within him. Within him, so it's hidden. Something that's within is hidden by something that's without. Without is deceit, the lies. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. Right? For there are 7 abominations in his heart, in his mind, whose hatred is covered by deceit. his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So you see, his hatred is always covered. Esau, he's a master strategist. He knows how to deal with Jake, man. Because Jake is simple, right? So this is Revelations 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. We're talking about the philosophy, the immorality, the wickedness, right? She made all nations drink of that wickedness. So all the nations are now what? Mad, man. I tell you that in Jeremiah. So all the nations are what? Plan to destroy America. Putin is revealing it. And it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. So if you've been deceived into taking that injection, that's you worshiping the image of the beast. Because in your mind it's like, you haven't received the love of the truth. So in your mind you're thinking about, this is the be all and end all. This is the be all and end all. I have to survive. I gotta fight for my children. I gotta fight for this. I gotta keep my life. I gotta save my life. I save my life. I gotta save my children. We don't know the scripture say what? He does that try to find his life shall lose it. Yeah.
My name's sake.
You don't know that, man. That's the trick. That's the trick. See, that's the trap that the Most High are playing on you, man. Right? The Most High said on Esau to play that trick on you guys. Right? So when you look at the word worship, it means to hold in high reverence or to hold in high regard, man. It doesn't mean literally to bow down. Obviously, you're bowing down to, you're being submissive to Esau's mandations. But worship means holding a higher regard. You're holding this system, this setup in a higher regard. You don't value the system that the heavenly fathers about this setup on planet Earth.
And you know why? Because they have never known or seen it. So, like you mentioned earlier before, they only see this. This is all they ever know. So they're gonna hold all of this in high regard. And that's when the deceiver's gonna work his magic, and everybody's gonna be taken by surprise. You know what I mean? Yeah, who got the verse? Oh yeah. Read that, bro.
This is Isaiah 47 verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, that's their mentality. Their mentality is to get up and above and out above the Most High. And that's another reason why they want everybody hipped and implanted under this technological system. And they can then use this technology like, oh yeah, I can't forget, man. A lot of brothers that sit down on this, right, including myself, in regards to what this guy said. I think it was Harari or some other guy, some World Economic Forum member. He said that we are gods, and if anyone steps in the way of us, we're going to kill you. One of the members of the World Economic Forum said that. So Esau's already projecting that sense of pride that he is the Most High. You know? So if you can, brother, read that again, because I lost my train of thought a little bit.
Okay. Isaiah 47 verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee.
Right.
And
because
thou hast
because you can't rule the wisdom of wickedness. It tells you in the Apocalypse, wisdom. It's not wisdom. Right, water, brother. You know, so that's that. I mean, you can't make progress with wisdom of knowledge of wickedness. You can only destroy your own self.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can do. So when they start building more upon their wickedness or their knowledge of wickedness, all it's going to lead up to is their own demise in the very end of the deal. So with this mark now that they're going to enforce on the people, which they ain't got no damn choice anyway, with that there's going to be a reaction. There's going to be a reaction on that. Yeah, so read that, brother.
What?
Yeah.
Right. This is from the Mail Online, and it says National Digital ID. How the government plans to keep track of every citizen with a universal ID, linking everything from Medicare to a driver's license.
You know what, too? This is something we've been talking about for years, man. We've been speaking about this for years. That with this very check, as they used to call it back in the day, it's going to be able to hold every single information about you: your birth certificate, what is your medical history, your social security number. They call it national insurance number. All of these important things about you is going to be ordered on that microchip, because the thing of it is, they have to set up the digital ID system first, and then bring in the CBDC. But they're all doing it at the same time. All right, because the digital ID system is found in it's the foundation for the CBDC. Okay. So being that we read Revelations 14 and 10, it says, if you can, brother, Sham, you can read that again.
The Revelation 14, verse
You know what,
9.
I'll tell you what, Salaki, start with Revelations 13, 16, actually start with verse 15 all the way down to 17.
Revelation 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, and that's why you notice a lot of puppeteers were set up, prime ministers were set up, and if they went against the Western powers, or let's just say the central bankers, they were taken out. Like the Haitian president with the COV, he didn't act accordingly. They took his ass out, and many others. So the beast is basically this system, this Roman Empire, which has been revived. Go on.
And he causeth all, both small and great,
Is the point? Yeah.
rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yep. Go on.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark.
And the key point is he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. So all various branches of classes of men in this society are gonna have to go ahead and take that thing, because what they're gonna do is as Nigel Farage have already declared, based on his scandal, they debanked him because he was speaking against the powers that be, in terms of his political views and everything. They debanked him. Okay, so what happens if you renounce this? You're going to be excommunicated from society. We just read the article what Bill Gates is trying to set up. Well, he's not trying; he's doing it. So he set up a system that if you don't partake in this digital ID setting, you're not going to get access to banking, social services, and many other things that you need to go buy in society. This is very clear. So when we talk about the prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16, right, beginning with our heads that taught us its truth, we mean business. This is actually real life. This ain't no joke, man.
Reality.
This is reality. Because you got a lot of guys in these different camps, they're not bringing it out, but they're going to have to get with the program.
Because they say that he causeth all. So they're saying, how can that be the chip? Because that means he's making everybody to take that chip, right? Everybody. So that can't possibly be the chip, because the elect aren't going to take it. And I think that's IUIC. They were bringing that out. They said, how could that be the chip? Everybody has to take it. Everybody. But that's actually talking about everybody that does take the chip. Or that does take the chip.
But he's just trying to be a demon, man. He's just trying to flip the script because he got a doctrine he got to make, man. Talking that shit about, it's an embargo, now he's going to switch it, man. You know what I mean?
Both small and great, rich on, to receive that one. But them that take that thing, you're going to have a remnant that don't.
God. Yeah, so this is the thing, like, Esau wants to cover all of the gaps with men. He wants everybody to take that mark. And that's something that John the Revelator saw. He saw this in the Island of Patmos. I think some scholars say 98, some say 99, AD or CE, as they newly call it. Yeah, so now go back and read the article, brother, and then we're going to read Revelations 14 again. No, that's all. You can read it. Anybody can read it.
Article first?
Yeah.
it says Mail Online, and it says a universal ID was first planned by the coalition and has now been taken up by an Albanese government.
Are you on Daily Mail?
Daily Mail.
Come.
And it says
Right.
there has already been backlash toward the proposed ID, but on Wednesday, Miss Gallagher told the Australian Financial Review's Government Services Summit that the program should be up and running by mid next year.
Right. So this is the Australian, but they're saying, because I read some articles, some recent articles, and they're saying that Australia ain't up to pace. So it's going to take them probably some years, but they're lying. It's not going to take them years. Okay, they already got the system already set up, and we're actually using the system, the biometrical based system we're using. When we go and buy our goods, we're swiping our credit cards, debit cards, phone payments, all of this stuff. So we're using this system now. It's just that all we really need, I'm not saying we, of course, but I'm saying the majority of the people. All the majority of the people need is the implant. Once they got the implant, then it's all going in lovely. It's all going to be lovely from that point. You know, so that's just what it is right there. So they're looking to do this as fast as they gotta do it, because the deadline year is 2030. So that could mean it could be up and running from the beginning by 2027, 2025, or maybe next year.
As soon as possible.
But it's ASAP.
Trying to get out.
Yeah. But that's what they gotta do. The deadline is 2030. So they might get the ball rolling by next year. That's why they talking this COV shit. That's why they got it, because maybe through that they're gonna do that. Yeah. So that's pretty much on it. So if any brothers got any few precepts?
Reading on. It says the same. Because it says, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, because you got the implantable things in the brain, man.
Yeah, you got.
What's his name? Elon Musk, man. Elon Musketeer. You bringing it out, man. Or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Yeah.
Without mixture, meaning it's undiluted. Pure wrath, man. Destruction. Unrelentless destruction on the rocks. Right? And be poured out, meaning totally poured upon you. You will be baptized and immersed in complete wrath, man. Right? You don't receive the baptism by water, you're going to get by the fire.
That's it. That's right.
So it says, into the cup of his indignation, righteous anger. So it's all justifiable. It's all good. Right? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. But now it says tormented. That's hell. Because in hell, according to the mythology, what happens? You're being tormented. So showing you that hell is not a place where you're burned underneath the ground. Hell is going to be that torment of the destruction that's going to come upon you.
That's it.
That's going to be played out on the earth, man.
That's right.
Right? In the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. So while Yahawashi is up there, the angels and the elect them been delivered from that fire, the 2/3 and any of the nations that's been predestined to be immersed in that fire, you will be destroyed on the earth, man. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, meaning eternal shame.
Yeah. So
And America's going to be destroyed forever. That's what I said. It's smoke of the torment is sent up forever and ever. Meaning America will be destroyed for eternity, man.
there's not gonna be no comeback. Anyway, it ain't gonna be no comeback. Like they had a comeback during the time of the Greeks. They had a the first comeback was ancient Rome, because the Greeks was in power, the Edomites was in power, and you had the Romans. That was a comeback of Esau. You had the fall of ancient Rome,
Right.
and then ancient Rome revived again.
Right.
This ain't gonna be no fall for revival.
But this time they're going to be taken from the root up.
Yeah.
They tell you in Job that there's hope of a tree for the scent of the water when we cut down. But this time that tree gonna be rooted out from the root up, man. They said there should be neither no root nor branch, no regrowth for them to come back, man.
This is it.
Right, so this is it. This is the end of Esau. This is the end, that's the cut point. It says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahawashi. Right? Here is the patience, and here is the suffering of the saints, man. So we have to suffer to get that crown. We have to suffer to enter in, to be accepted, to stand worthily before Yahawashi. We gotta suffer, man. We gotta go through hell. We gotta suffer for our sins, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta suffer.
And I don't cut you
The
too.
Lord still preserve us. Right? Lord still preserve us, but we gotta still be cutted up, barred up. All that, man. Cutted and barred up, man. Sliced and dashed before we make it.
And just like it says in the book of
Right?
Acts 14, it tells you that he's like, just like it says in the book of Acts 14, right? It says, what is it that confirming the souls of the disciples that we should what? Enter into the kingdom of heaven through great tribulation. You know? So I mean, like it's gonna be mad out here, man. But we have to keep the faith. Like you just read. You have to read. Excuse me. As you just read, we have to keep the faith to the very end. If you fall out, then I mean that's your ass. You know, because it mentions as the brother read about what is it? Take his mark in his right hand, in his hand. It didn't mention about the right hand, if you notice. So that means you could have took it on your shoulder, you could have took it on your cheeks, or your butt cheeks, wherever you took it. If you took that chip, your ass is out there, man. Your ass is ready to be consumed with that fire. Because by then you would have already declared yourself one that identifies himself with Shaitan, which controls this entire system. That's all I really want to say.
Right. Acts 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Right, go on.
And that we must, through much tribulation,
Enter
into the kingdom of the Most High.
Not a little tribulation, not light tribulation, much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. So that's going to be a way of what? Also paying for our sins as well.
Right.
Just like Yahawashi, when Yahawashi was on the cross, all that affliction he caught on the cross, that was basically for the sins of many of the world, which is the elect, first and foremost, and then ultimately the whole nation, and then his own sins that he committed when he was Solomon and as well as when he was Adam. Right? So that's going to be us having to overcome death, and we're going to be afflicted. But we have to remain calm and endure.
So it says, arming your souls likewise.
Right.
With the same mind frame. But you have to suffer in the flesh, man. Right? You have to suffer. I said, when you go to the hospital, what do you call the people that are admitted to hospital? You call them patients, man. Why do you call them patients? Because they're suffering. Right? So we're suffering. So it says, Sirach 2, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. So if you're suffering for your sins, smile, because you fucking deserve it, man. You deserve it. You deserve it, man. Because you're suffering because of your sins. You know they make you suffer for no damn reason. You suffer for some account, some shit you don't did, man. Right? The Lord is not unjust. Right? So it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Laugh, smile, and laugh, man. Rejoice in the Spartans, man. Remember we talked about that kingdom, man. At camp. Where they say, we shall fight in the shade. Right? When the arrows came, we shall fight in the shade, man. Right? Take it cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you gotta be purged. You gotta go through it if you want to be what? Accepted. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Oh,
Yeah?
yes.
So don't go aside. Stay on the right path, man. Stay on the right, straight and narrow. That position of difficulty is narrow. You just don't make it. You gotta trust in him though. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest you fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
That's right.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Abraham. Right? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction.
And that's pretty much all we need on that, man. We want to read this last precept. No, that's cool, brother. That's cool. That precept came at the right time. Yeah, so read this.
Revelation chapter 3 verse 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. Yeah. So if we hold on to the word even at that time, then the Lord is what? He's gonna hold us dearly, as the brother just read. All right. But if we forsaken that time, then the Lord ain't gonna take care of you, because you've already went on to the other side. You know, we talk about this all the time. So if we do what we just read here, in that time, then the Lord is gonna show that compassion and hold us to it, make us go through the hell and the affliction. Because we're going through it right now while the world is going in the flesh and just dealing with everyday life, which is to prepare us for that time to come. You know? Yeah, so ultimately, that's pretty much all we got to say, man. Hopefully this was an edifying live. And all over the Holy Spirit, Yahawashi. So with that, I want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and the Son.
Yahawah, Ba'Shem, Yahawashi, Ba'Shem, B'Chakodash.
Wow,
Shalom.
Shalom.